Hey everyone, welcome to my Florida garden that is designed to be an oasis for butterflies, pollinators, birds, and other assorted Florida wildlife. Today is Friday and it's a casual Friday, so we're just going to take a casual tour of my garden. And yes, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. I'm just starting to film, and yes, this video is going up tonight. So let's get started. You know, we've got to start right here in the garden of snow and fire with beautiful wind chimes. Everything in this garden space is doing so well. All of the snow square stems that I dug up and moved here, that's this one right here, are thriving. They had a major comeback. And you know, I was thinking everything in this garden is native except for the snow on the mountain and of course the border grass, the liriope. So let's just go through. We've been here a lot, but the silver buttonwood looking fabulous. Snowberries, still gorgeous, putting out berries. I love this plant. I love it. There's another snow on the mountain down there. Lots of tropical sage. Being overcrowded back here is a rice button aster. This with the little teeny tiny leaves. This, what is this? Are you something? Is this a coreopsis? This is possibly a coreopsis coming up in here. And then this snow square stem has some blooms on it and they're so gorgeous. Let me get in close so you can see what they're like. Look at that flower. The design of them is just spectacular. Pollinators love these. They'll be buzzing all over it when we get a little bit further into spring. And then if you look up, there's my garden room. And right there, there's the babies. We'll be seeing them at the end of the video. They're so adorable. I can't wait to show them to you. Now this is my other fire bush. And do you see how red it looks? See how much red there is in the interior of the leaves? And then the stems, the leaf stems, it just screams red like fire. That's the native one. The non-natives don't look as red. Okay, I'm just gonna walk the length of it and then we'll move on to another garden bed. This is right outside my garden room, and I refer to it as the garden of snow and fire, mostly natives. You know, and if we want to follow the suggested rule of thumb of 70-30, 70% natives, 30% non-natives, that garden bed fits the bill. It's probably more 80-20. Next, we're coming to the pentas garden. Pentas are not native, but they are most definitely Florida friendly. This is bad. We're only at the beginning and I'm already doing stuff like that. Florida friendly, which means they're not invasive and they don't cause problems to the existing native plants. And the red pentas in particular are butterfly magnets because red is one of the colors that attract butterflies, particularly swallowtails, but they also love the pink and the white. And the red, they like the heirloom red pentas, not the dwarf ones. They're not easy to find. But I happen to know that the Nectar just got in a supply of them recently. If you know, you know. And they still have some left. So if you want to get some red pentas grown by yours truly, dash over to the Nectar. And look, here's the scarlet hibiscus that I potted in a wetland setting, and it is looking so happy here. This garden is probably not 70-30, but there's more natives in here than you would think, like the yellow flower Rudbeckia hirta that is blooming. Look how gorgeous those are beside the red pentas. I mean, what a beautiful combination. And of course, the salvia, the little pink ones in the back, tropical sage, is native. And right here in this murky, mucky pot is a button bush that is still dormant, but you can see it's starting to put out some new growth. This is a Florida native. And then back in that planter right there is a lyre leaf sage. That is a Florida native. So there are some tucked in here. Oh, wait, and on the other side, let's head back over that way. There are Darrow's blueberry, Florida native. And then this is the new, what was it, Elliott's blueberry that I planted a few videos ago. And then, like, if we count that side, we get even more natives because there's no square stem. There's more tropical sage. There's some goldenrod coming up in the background. There's a lignum vitae in the pot. And of course, we have my favorite pipe vine growing up on the trellis. So it's a nice combination. The pipe vine is a host plant to the pipe vine swallowtail and the polydamas swallowtail. I love raising the polydamas swallowtails, and you will most definitely see some later in my videos this year. Up next is kind of a workspace. This bench has turned into a workbench. I'm always out here potting things on it, and there's a random collection of plants that I'm doing different things with. This is that one. Remember when I went to Green Isle Gardens and I bought that plant, came home and found out it was a weed, but I kept it. This is it. So I'm gonna let it grow and see what it does. This is one of my newer little garden sections. On this side is a collection of pentas and some tropical plants that are in pots, like the alocasia. That's these ones with the big leaves. I have some lilies that somebody in Pennsylvania, Tyler, loves and insisted, well, highly suggested I get some. So here it is. It's just growing back, and it looks like there's like multiple in there, and this is what it is. So hopefully we'll be seeing those soon, and I'll get to see butterflies all over it, hopefully. And then right next door is a japonica, oh gosh, it starts with an F. Japonica, I'll have to go look it up. But that is blooming nicely. Blooming, it's flowering. It's supposed to have incredible flowers that butterflies love, so I'm excited for that. And here's my sweet little Malaysian orchid. It's been struggling. I did cover it. In the last cooler temperatures, it got down in the 40s. I looked, it doesn't like to be below 60. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to cover you a lot next year. So I think I'm gonna come, because I think we're good now in Florida. I don't think we're gonna get any more super cold. And this is the last day of February. Can you believe it? Like, where did that month go? And I love this plant. It is beautiful. So I'm just going to take extra good care of it. And then behind it is my climbing aster. Remember when I went to Green Isle and I saw how pretty theirs were, all like shrubbed out? Well, and so I rescued mine and put it in a wetland pot. Look at it. it has shrubbed out too. I actually need to do some trimming and shaping of it. But if you remember what it looked like when I first put it here, yeah, it was a little bit scary looking, but it is just getting beautiful now. And then here's the back side with some more of those gorgeous red pentas. The heirloom red pentas get much taller than the dwarf. You can see how tall these ones are. And right behind me here is one of my 2 wild lime trees. I also have more of it potted. Host plant to my second favorite butterfly to raise, the giant swallowtail, which you'll see the babies at the end of this video. They're adorable. And then right here along the fence is this little garden I recently put in. And it houses these gorgeous, I think these are the mystic spires. Look at them. And then right behind them, I mean, when that grows up, that's another silver buttonwood. Look at the color of the mystic spires with the silver buttonwood in the background. You hear my mockingbirds out? I love that he is singing for our video, you guys. And then right here is a pot with a trellis, and there is passiflora incense growing in here. And there's also corky stem passion vine. Both of these are host plants to the Gulf fritillary and the zebra longwing, which used to always be flying through my garden until Hurricane Milton came along and blew down my structure that had this growing all over it. And then our county decided to spray for mosquitoes from the flooding, and it killed everything. But we're gonna get them back. You guys just keep watching my channel. You'll see. We're gonna get them back. Hello, little guy. He's just adorable going to each one. Look at him go, his cute little fuzzy self. I love it. I love all my little pollinator friends. Okay, and then over here is another one of the same planters. This one just has passiflora incense growing up in it, but eventually this will grow. It's a fast grower once it really realizes it's spring, and it will grow up and cover these 2 trellises. And then here's my tractor seat plant because the leaves look like tractor seats. And my big pagoda plant is putting out new growth, and there's my baby pagoda plant from Norma. Thank you, Norma. This is one of the buddleias I bought last year. Cover your ears, Janet. Buddleia. And look, it's getting ready to flower. The buddleias I buy are what am I trying to say? Oh, they're hybrids, so look, I still have the tag on it. They're trial tested and proven. Pugster blue, that's what this one is. But they're not gonna spread all over, but boy, butterflies really do love them, and so do pollinators. I also have another one of those japonicas here in a pot. Japonica fatsia, that's what it is. Oh wow, that was a good recall right there. Listen how happy the mockingbird is for me. Oh, he's adorable. He's right above me. Hello, sweetness. Thank you for your song. We all love it. I don't know if you can see in this shot, but my bald cypress is starting to put out its spring growth. You can see the green, which will be just in time because I'm ready to have its shade on my garden chairs as it warms up here. And then here's a look at my garden from this back corner where I'm standing right now underneath my wild lime trees. And here's a look from the other side where I was just standing back there in that corner. You see my wild lime trees are getting really big, and you can see the two obelisk trellises that will soon be covered with gorgeous passiflora incense and a little corky stem passion vine. And there's our garden chairs. Usually see the dogs there. They are inside. I gotta get them out. They gotta be in some of the video, right? And then right below me is my pentas garden. These are all my little potted pentas that are going to be sold, sold at the Nectar soon-ish when they're ready for more. Okay, here's the other side of my pentas garden. And then right across from this garden, I've been really doing a lot of work in recently. And as we travel over there, we're just gonna pause a minute here. Look how cute this is. This is a little teapot. Is it a teapot? Pitcher. It's a pitcher. And I get it at thrift stores. I get it. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a pitcher that I got at a thrift store. I like to look for cute little pitchers like this because in it is Bacopa moneri, or water hyssop, and it's the host plant too. White peacock butterflies, and it's beautiful, and it loves being in wet water. I mean, look how happy it is. So I have several of these around my garden, and also in here is a teeny tiny coming up. There it is. This is a yellow canna lily, canna, and it's the host plant to the Brazilian skipper. I have more of this that I'm going to be potting and planting in a wetland pot coming up, so you'll have to watch for that. No, it's not a yellow. Look, I have a sign right here. There's my sign. Golden canna. This here is something, it's something native. And I don't know what it is, but I'm just letting it grow. We'll see. The golden canna seems to be coming up in spite of whatever this is. You can see there's even some of the water hyssop coming up down in there too. Okay, so moving on to this garden I've been working on. I'm just so in love with this bird. I feel like I should name him. I am loving how this is coming together. And I think like when everything in here is blooming, it's gonna be incredible. So let's start right here. This is a water planting. This pot does not have any drainage. Again, we've got some of the water hyssop there, and I have pickerel weed, which when it blooms, I understand that butterflies love it, so I'm so excited to see that. I have some of the lantana, I think it's lantana uticara, something like that. It's not an invasive one. I found my purple grape bee balm that I got from Romance Gardens. called sugar buzz. Remember the grape gumball? Yeah, well, it's all growing and I cannot wait to see those flowers. Here is a lavender sage right here. And there is a starry rosinweed coming up. There is the cosmos that I planted coming up. There's more blue, what's it say, blue something, salvia coming up, that little clump right there. You all identified for me the delphinium, and I dug them up and moved them in here. That one's a little droopy, but it'll be okay. It'll revive. I gave it a big drink. There's some zinnias coming up in here. This is a, who are you? There, right there, that's that. Well, you can't see it. There you go. It's not blooming yet. Oh, look, there's another little bud coming on the zinnia. Who else is in here? There's a white pentas, a blue mist flower. I just transplanted this guy, wild berry coneflower, and then I just planted this guy, sombrero coneflower, and I just planted this. These were all in pots, and I just put them in. Pale purple coneflower. There's another, cover your ears, Janet, buddleia right here. And there's some more starry rosin weeds. There's some wild petunias. It's definitely a mix of native and non-natives, but I would say this is more of a 50, 60, 40, more non-natives than native. Look at these verbena. They are just stellar here in my little shepherd's hook. And butterflies, like when the monarch comes and visits, oh my gosh, he's on it. When I had a Gulf fritillary come visit the other morning, first thing they went to was this, even before the Mexican sunflower. So I was thrilled to see that. I'm just going to kind of hover over this whole garden space, and we can just imagine what it's going to be like when even more things start blooming. That little rounded shrub at the back, that's another snow square stem. And when that starts blooming, oh my gosh, it's going to be a little pollinator paradise in here. I put up this mini trellis fence to keep the dogs from romping through there, to protect the little coneflowers that I just planted up front. Oh yeah, and you all identified or affirmed my identification of this beach verbena, and so I did dig it up and I moved it over in here too. So yay, how fun is that? Then right across from here, I've been working in that garden bed also. It still has a lot of work that needs done, but I can show you some of the things that I have done. I planted a few more of my Mexican sunflower seedlings in there, and look how big the first ones I planted. Look how big they're getting. And let me see if I can find, there's another one down there. I put another raised little plant stand here, and there's some of the zinnias I grew from seed in a little pot. There's a Stokes aster in a pot. There's, of course, some tropical sage coming up. There's a red pentas in here. There's actually two. There's one back there also. I put my coral honeysuckle in a pot, and it's going to grow up the trellis that's behind it. And this little one here is a Mexican flame vine. I planted the beach tea, and I planted the orange scepter, buddleia. And then look, here's another little pot of zinnias. Aren't they pretty? 2 of them are blooming. I want this garden space to be filled with flowers too, and I'm working on it. But I also love there's more room because I like having space to add more. And then somebody started their lawnmower. Hopefully I'll be able to edit that out. Here's more, guess what? Tropical sage. Oh, look, another little bee friend. They love this stuff, and this is native. And you know what's funny is the more tropical sage that grows up everywhere in my garden, the more it gets me on that 70-30 side of being native to non-native. Here's 2 more Mexican sunflowers that are growing up. They came up on their own. I guess one from last year dropped seed, and these 2 were inspired to grow, and I'm thrilled for it. I'm here for it. I'm thrilled that happened. This is a Bahama senna. Look, it's all blooming. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. It's a host to the sulfur butterflies, cloudless sulfur, orange barred sulfur, and then right below it is my little strong bark, and it is absolutely adorable. It gets these little oranges on it. Oh, there's some. Let me show you. See the little orange? Isn't it cute? It's like a little miniature orange tree, but it's not. It's a strong bark. It's native. The Bahama senna is native too. And then moving to the back side of that garden, I have this little walk space that I lovingly refer to as the Caterpillar Cove, because I have the host plants for my 2 favorite butterflies to raise, caterpillars to raise. Right here is more pipe vine. You saw some earlier. It's growing up on one of the same trellises that I just showed you before. And this pipe vine is some kind of different. This is not tomentosa. I'm not sure what this is, but it didn't go dormant. But then I also have some of the native right across from it, and it is just now coming out of dormancy. You can see it's starting to grow up the trellis as well. There's also some Rudbeckia hirta growing in down there, which is also native. And then when entering the Caterpillar Cove, across on the other side is a row of wild limes that are all potted and here ready to receive eggs from giant swallowtail butterflies. And it's real easy for me to walk through here and check the leaves, which I do every day. I haven't found any new ones, but I'll get more. I know I will. It's just the beginning of the season. And right in front of me is my collection of potted pipe vine. These are all just growing back out of dormancy, and these plants will be used in the lepidarium to feed the caterpillars when they arrive, because they're going to arrive. And then here's my golden cana. Look how many of them are in there. I'm going to separate them all out and do another planter. I just have to go thrift shopping and find a good planter that I want to use. So across from the Caterpillar Cove is just a little area that I have some kunti planted, host plant to the Atala butterfly. I did get some eggs and babies and did raise some, but I haven't gotten them to establish a colony yet, but I'm not giving up. Kunti is native, and then right behind it is my coral fire spike. It did get some damage in the freeze, but it is growing back and starting to put on new flowers, which I'm so glad. Look, there's a new bloom. Because my little hummingbirds that visit my garden, they absolutely love this plant. And when all of the blooms were killed by the freeze, oh, it kept coming. Like they would come and be flying around, and I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. But they'll be happy. It's going to grow back. They've been actually going and getting nectar from my red pentas, so that's awesome. And then this takes us over back to the back fence. I've been working very hard to plant things that are going to eventually grow and make a privacy screen. Right here is my fiddlewood, and it is doing very well down here. And I have a whole, well, I have an elephant ear because I just love them. I also have a giant split leaf because I love them. They're not native. But over here I have an anise, and all of this undergrowth is wild petunia. It's just growing everywhere down here. I love it. It makes a great ground cover. It's native, and there's oh gosh, come on, I've been doing so well. What is it? Caper, Jamaican caper, right there. Wild black cherry tree, host plant too. A whole lot of things, including Eastern tiger swallowtails, but a whole lot of things. The Jamaican caper is host to the Florida white butterfly. And then when I turn around, right in front of me is a trellis of butterfly pea, not native, but host plant to long-tailed skippers, which I love. And the butterfly pea is a Florida friendly too. There is a native pea plant that I don't have that I should get. That's also host to long-tailed skippers. And then looking out, here's the view from where I am right now, out to my garden. You can see that one trellis right there that's got a lot of pipe vine growing on it. Right here in front of me are two hanging baskets that I have corky stem passion vine growing in. Host plant to Gulf fritillary and zebra longwing butterflies. And then in this little area, this is like another area that's just like, it can have something happen to it. But right now, it just has some random things in it. Look at this planter that I did. It's another pitcher with the water hyssop, and it's coming out of the pitcher too. I think that's kind of cool. Here's a pretty view of it from the front, and then hanging right behind it are the hanging baskets I just showed you. And then right here is Jatropha podogrica. It didn't love the cold weather either, but you can see it's putting out new growth. It's so pretty with the red trimming around the edges of the leaves. And then it also has a flower. I've seen butterflies nectar on these too. And then right beside that, I have a large pot that has two of my tried and true favorites, actually three. There is a red pentas, heirloom red pentas. There is porterweed in here, and there is a swamp milkweed, Asclepias incarnata, in here. You can see it's growing back. The rats haven't found it. I keep it hidden in here. Here's a little look at this kind of random garden section. And right in front, I have a big pot that has a trellis in it with more butterfly pea, because I do love the long-tailed skippers. And look, shocking, there's tropical sage growing in here. There's also some Rudbeckia hirta I literally just dug up that was coming up in the ground, and I just moved it in here. So that'll be pretty when that gets big and starts blooming those beautiful yellow flowers. All right, so then across from this pollinator, butterfly flower, flowering, multiple flowering things garden is my milkweed garden. that is, I don't know. I mean, the rats keep eating it down. So I do still have one plant that's wrapped in the tool, and I moved some of the plants, which we did in the last video, but we'll see those. We'll see them. I do still have the tool wrapped around the edge of my potted Asclepias perennis. And also in here growing up is a bunch of Elliot's aster and narrow-leaf sunflower, which I'm kind of letting grow in because they'll make a good hiding place for monarch caterpillars when they do show up on the swamp milkweed that's left in here. And you can see it's all growing back. Look at those little growths coming in on my milkweed, and I just can't have it eaten by rats. So this garden is going to get the third suggestion from you guys. Is going to get that treatment right now. Let me go get it. You know how they say, go big or go home? This is cayenne pepper, and one of you said rats hate it and you sprinkle it around your garden to keep them away, and it works great. So we're going to sprinkle a little cayenne pepper in my milkweed garden. Oh, of course, it's got one of those little safety things. Hang on. And ooh, I could smell it when I took that little safety cap off. I took it off. How's it still on there? Oh, there must be one on the underside of the lid too. Ugh. Look at that. Out of there. Okay. This is gonna work now. There we go. Let's go sprinkle. So I asked the viewer that, it comes out quick. I asked the viewer that suggested this, like, how often do you have to do it? And they said that after rains. So I remember last year this time I had trouble with the rats, and then the rats stopped. And, you know, but this is a big container. I don't mind coming out here after every rain and just, you know, doing a little cayenne pepper sprinkle. And this right here that just got some cayenne, that's my cluster bushmint. The rats don't like mint. Now, they don't seem to mind my snow square stem, which is in the mint family, but I remember when I planted this in my garden last year, they didn't like it. So that's finally growing back, and that'll help our defenses. It'll help our stronghold. Just get all of this over here. There's every little stick. See the little sticks? Those are all swamp milkweeds that are going to eventually grow back. All right, I think that's good. Oh, I have to get the center. Man, you can smell it. Like, they are probably not going to even come close. They're going to smell it before they even get near my milkweed garden. All right, milkweed, stay alive. No matter what occurs, I will sprinkle you with cayenne pepper to save you. And never fear, my raised zinnia bed, it only has what, 4 or 5 little zinnias in it. It's gonna get some cayenne pepper too. Okay, I just sneezed 42 times. I'll have this linked in my Amazon storefront below. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the community post. No. I'll pin it in a comment, so it'll be right below the video. And hang on. And you'll be able to find it and sneeze 42 times too. Okay, and then just beyond there is my Florida native wildflower garden. Now, we're not going to spend a lot of time here today because a lot of things are coming back, and I want to really go through this when there's more things up and blooming to share with you all of the many Florida native wildflowers that I have. Right now, the lyre leaf sage and the ever beautiful, dependable butterfly magnet starry rosinweed are blooming, and they're gorgeous. I did plant the new little native violet that I got at the Nectar in here, and the little quailberry. The little birds. Oh, they heard me. They were cute. Did you see that one black and white one? It was beautiful. Wonder what it was. Look, this one came back. It wants to go in the bird bath. Okay, I will leave. Well, there's another one down there. These are some of those little birds that were in the wild black cherry tree. Oh, there's that black and white one again. What is that? It's beautiful. Look how pretty it is. It looks like woodpecker-ish. Where'd it go? Okay, I'm gonna walk away from the bird bath because clearly they want to use it, but they're just not quite sure with me standing here. So we're just gonna peek down here real quick. This is my shade garden, and it goes up to the potted tree house. And right now, the host plants in here, the main ones are the wild black cherry tree, and I have a lot of still dormant spice bush, which is the host of the spice bush swallowtail. All the things that look like sticks are that. And also down there is my host plant to the zebra swallowtail, the pawpaw tree. And there's a beautyberry down there, but I'm gonna get out of this area so these little birds can have their bath. There's also a ton of passiflora incense randomly growing up in here. My sassafras tree is still having these cute little flowers on it. And now it's time for some adorableness. First, we're gonna peek in on the monarch caterpillar. I see one in there, and how it's doing in its little enclosure setup, which we did in the last video. Then I'm gonna bring out some of the babies. First, I wanna remind you of the tool set up here for milkweed. But I also incorporated the third suggestion. I had 3 suggestions. I had tulle, I had plastic bottles, and I had the cayenne pepper. So I did dig up and move some of the other milkweeds over here, and I did the plastic bottles. And now my dog Ringo can't take the bottles and run off with them because they're up in the raised bed. So we've got all 3 suggested methods for keeping rats from eating our milkweed in place, and I love it. Okay, let's go see the little baby monarch caterpillar that's in here munching on native swamp milkweed. And there we go. Look how adorable. Let me get a light. Hang on. There, that's better. Look at that adorable little caterpillar. Love it. Okay, let's go in and see the lepidarium and see the baby giant swallowtail caterpillars. Okay, we're in the lepidarium, and there's one little guy. There's another little guy. Look how adorable. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. So last I counted, I was able to find 10 of them. That was in my video that went up yesterday for my members. We were in here counting them. So if you want to have extra videos and the ability to ask me questions and just have a little bit more casual video experience, then join the Milkweed crew, because it's only $4.99 a month, and it supports my channel, and you get these super cool little emojis and a special symbol by your name in the comments, and random videos from me to you, and I answer your questions. If you have a really big question, I'll answer it in a video and share it just for members. So it's pretty fabulous, especially for only $4.99 a month. I mean, everybody should be a member of the Milkweed crew, right? I'll put that information down in the pinned comment with the link to my Amazon storefront. Here's another little guy here. Look how cute. Oh my gosh, they're precious. Okay, so we're gonna back on out of here, and I'll let you see the whole setup. There we go. We were just on the other side out there looking in not too long ago. Y'all, I zipped it up and left my light in there. Nope, nope, nope. Those little guys don't want that light shining on them all night. Okay, bye everybody. Okay, so wasn't that fun? I loved it. It's probably going to be long. I don't care. You don't care. It's fabulous. And if you think so, if you agree, tap the like button. If you're not a subscriber yet, I don't know why, but subscribe to my channel. Oh, and something else. I was watching the YouTube channel, one of the channels I watch, and now, like right under my video, there might be a little button that says join. And if that's there, you can just tap that to join the Milkweed crew for $4.99 a month and support my channel and shop through my Amazon storefront. And I'm done plugging myself, my channel, but every little bit you do to help helps me make more videos and get this information out there so we can get more butterfly gardens back in the world and put a little more habitat back on this beautiful planet that we get to live on. And with that, my friends, I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone. You guys, I'm back. Do I ever end a video the first ending? I feel like I always come back. So anyway, Ray and Ringo were in the house the entire time. They can't not be in my video. So let's go get some video of them, and then we'll be done. And then I'm gonna go in and edit this, and you're gonna watch this tonight. I'm gonna make it happen. Oh look, he's sniffing the cayenne pepper. It's gonna make you sneeze. This is Mr. Ringo. This is Ray. She's my little angel. She's got some attitude though. What do you smell, huh?